Edmonton Folk Festival. Look at this fabulous poster. The graphics. I mean, pretty much everything about this festival is classic.
Very classic.
Yeah. So I've got Pharis and Romero with me, and we're recounting the last time that we met each other, which was your one and only Folk Alliance, my first one in Toronto.
Yeah.
Canadian, of course.
Yeah, I was in Toronto. We were pregnant with our first kid.
Yeah.
So, and it was the start of a tour where we headed out and then played in Newfoundland and all that stuff. And yeah, it was our one and only Folk Alliance.
I remember that being an electric performance, and it was, and I didn't know that you were a couple at the time, but watching your performance together, you were so synergetic of each other and caring of each other's creativity. Yeah. If you weren't a couple, you were going to be. Is that the truth? Is that where it all started for you guys?
Where did it start? No, we played music together before we were actually together.
So it
in
took
an
a
old
while.
time jam. No, it didn't take very long at all.
That's what I'm saying.
We were married 2.5 months after we met.
That's what I'm saying.
Almost
it was so obvious.
It was pretty obvious. Yeah.
And you were pregnant at the time. That's obvious. How's the family then?
I didn't get pregnant right away. I always feel like I need to like a little disclaimer. Like, we didn't get married because we were pregnant. It took us we decided quite a number of years after we'd been together actually to have babies, and we moved up to Versfly by that point, and we're really establishing a banjo company and then establishing ourselves as the music we play.
Thank you. We have an audience gathering, so thanks for joining me. We're at Edmonton Folk Festival, and we're with Pharis and Romero.
Pharis and Jason. Everybody calls us Pharis and Romero. We always laugh.
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
It's alright, man. We know you know. It's okay. We often wonder, like when people are like, "It's Pharis and Romero," we're like, "Well, who's the Jason?"
Right. I'm just talking to the people in the van. Cut that out. In the right. Thank you. So, you've got a couple of shows, and you're all over this festival, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about your involvement with this festival over the last few years.
Our involvement? Well, I mean, it's our third time, I think. We don't actually go out and tour that much. We have such a busy home life between the banjo company and the kids, and living rurally and having a ranch, and music for us is really kind of just part of the mix. And so, and it's local, more or less for us. For you, you'd have to go, from London to Edinburgh 8 times to do what we would do just to come to. But it is local for a Canadian.
Well, I always, and I like this as a saying, between Americans and Europeans, the Europeans, I think 200 miles is a long way.
Yeah.
But in the other side of the thing,
when you just stay in your village.
The other thing is that you guys think 200 years is a long time.
Well, that's right. That's the difference.
Or the similarity.
When we were the last tour in Europe that we did, so it's been a while since we've been over to Europe because we now have 2 kids. And so the last one we did, our son turned 3 years old while we were on tour in the Netherlands. And we would just rent one house in the middle and then spoke out from it and drive out and do shows. And people there were so blown away that we would drive an hour to play a show and then come back. But for us, that was nothing.
Well, we were equally blown away that they wouldn't drive an hour or two to
come and go and see a show. It's such a different culture of moving and stuff.
And it's a compact country, the Netherlands.
Very much.
And you don't need to drive. You can get on a tram.
Don't. Yeah, exactly. But any of the touring in Europe and the UK, we're always like, oh my God, it's only an hour to the next show. This is incredible.
We've got a different mentality. I'm in the Highlands of Scotland, so people will have to travel. If you were playing in Glasgow, they would have to go.
I loved it. I loved the Highlands. I would spend a lot of time.
We took a week off and stayed in Scotland.
A little town called Melon-Udrigel, south of Ullapool. It's about an hour south of Ullapool.
I did a radio show in Ullapool for 15 years.
Oh, you did?
And I played your music so often on the radio show.
Melon-Udrigel. Udrigel.
2 hours south.
Udrigle. Udrigel? I don't know.
It's Gaelic. I don't know.
It's Gaelic. Okay. I think it's a tiny little town.
But I'm delighted you got to see the West Coast because it's magnificent.
It's magnificent.
Couldn't get
to circle back. With life, when Edmonton calls, we're always happy to come play.
So
that's our relationship with the festival.
So
when they invite us, we come.
The first year we played, we were just a duo playing, and then I think the next time we came as a 4-piece band with pedal steel and bass. And then this year we're here with
Terry
our friends. Terry wanted something small and acoustic and intimate, which was like our jam. So we're here with a fiddler named Trent Freeman, who some of your listeners will be familiar with as one of the fiddlers for the Fretless. A really, really fine acoustic group. And they actually played at like Shetland Folk Festivals this year.
I'm going to look them up. So,
they're fabulous.
So, from what I'm absorbing this magnificent event, and what I find is unique in many ways. So there are aspects, but these little session stages where the artists are encouraged to join each other on stage and prompt you on a subject. That's fabulous.
That is
from
almost,
an audience point of view.
From an audience, so I would say that the Canadian workshop stage phenomenon is like somebody's PhD thesis that they have to do, because it is, if you get musicians coming to a Canadian festival and they've never been to a Canadian festival before, and all of a sudden they're like, what? I have to be on stage and cooperate, and like not even cooperate, but like attempt to find a way through with these other bands that we've never played with before. So sometimes it's magic. And sometimes it's a train wreck. And it seems
either way it's good for the audience.
Either way the audience is in for it. Like they're there, they're kind of waiting. And it's
I have mixed feelings. Well, we're such an intimate duet filled with space, and so if there's 8 other musicians up there who feel obliged to fill the space that we've purposely left, then it can make our song a little bit less than what we intended it to be. And so that reflects on what people might think we are or who we are musically. So it's a double-edged sword there, where it can be magical if you're the right kind of music, where it's more jam-based
and it's the right songs
and like similarities but also difference. Like I've seen some great stuff, but I've also had some
from a audience point of view, or you've appealing to an audience, you get 3 different audiences.
You do?
Maybe.
Yeah, because you get a crossover audience between those
and
3
you
sometimes.
Also, and this is information for folks watching, you also do get your own showcase concert.
You do.
As part of it. So you get a chance to present who you are to more people.
But that's the Canadian festival, the big Canadian Folk Festival standard is one concert and then 2 or 3 workshops. So that's what you come to expect. Like we go and play festivals in the States, and I will be shocked that we only have to play 2 concerts. And that's it. And there's no like collaborative workshops. There's nothing. So
some of and you've got to do the party afterwards as well. Some of the audiences, some of the acts do that as well.
The party afterwards can be so. It all depends on what your workload the next day looks like. Are you here with kids? It totally changes it when we're here with kids.
So, and you've got your kids here?
Oh yeah,
they're somewhere out there.
They're 8 and 10. Well, they are old hands at festivals.
They will be. They grew up in the guitar case.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, delighted to see you again, guys. Hopefully, when's your next show?
6 o'clock tonight.
6 o'clock today. It's stage right over there.
On the backstage.
On the backstage. I love the backstage.
And that's a radio stage as well, isn't it?
I think, and then I think we're going to do a radio interview with another one of those folks over there sometime tomorrow. But,
so shout out your website for everybody, please.
Sure, it's pharisandjason.com. And there are, or romerobanjos.com. So there's links between the 2, and it shows like our music and all the videos. We put out so much music and videos of our life sort of at home, combined the 2, and then the banjos that we make at home as well, and that we play on stage. All that's all linked in there. The jewelry I make, we got all sorts of stuff.
That was going to be my next question, but thank you for preempting that.
I'm not trying to sell them because I can't up, but it's more like I feel proud of making them.
Beautiful. The beadwork is so fine.
It's tiny.
It must take ages.
It does. It's not a slow, fast craft.
Beautiful work. Is it indigenous based or just your own imagination?
It's just histories to it. So many different historical contexts and different cultures and different approaches, and it's been part of different people's work for thousands of years. So these are all Japanese class pieces. So
I'm going to do a little plug for what we do. You're with Rob Ellen, it's a medicine show, and iMTV, International News Television, which I started thinking about along these lines at that time when I was in Toronto for Folk Alliance, because I was broadcasting live to a radio station in the Highlands. I think I broadcast your show, but I also filmed your show, and was one of the first ones to go up on YouTube. And it's one of our most popular shows of all time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So thank you.
Awesome,
Thanks, Ron. Yeah, I appreciate your time.
So that's
Thanks,
us.
you guys.
Yeah, we're out here, guys. Today, nothing scheduled. There'll be some pop-up stuff. We'll be maybe talking to some people around about, and just catching the whole festival as we come. Have a good gig tonight. I'll be there for that.
Awesome.
And we'll see you down the road. Maybe Shetland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. We hope so.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
Take care. Thank you.
You bet.
Awesome. Thanks for the time.